When she returned home, Akari pondered whether Jirō and Shiori had become a real couple, and if Jirō would distance himself from her. However, upon entering the apartment, she found Jirō sleeping on the couch, feeling exasperated, yet concerned. Akari prepares a bed for Jirō and realizes that he had been waiting for her until very late. She is feeling exhausted, so she decides to sleep on the couch with him. The next morning, Jirō wakes up shocked to find Akari undressed and sleeping next to him. Although slightly embarrassed, Akari playfully teases Jirō about the previous night. However, to his confusion, Jirō has no recollection of what had occurred and begins apologizing for taking advantage of her. Akari then admits that she is just joking. Jirō meets up with Sadaharu but can't stop thinking about his mate with Akari, while Akari's friends Natsumi and Sachi are concerned about her and ask how she feels about the arranged marriage. Akari is upset because she noticed her crushed Tenjin getting close to Shiori, while her friends advise her not to use Jirō as a rebound. After Akari leaves, Natsumi and Sachi discuss the complicated love triangle involving Shiori, Akari, and Jirō and come up with a plan to help their friend. Akari plans to attend the fireworks festival, and Jirō assists her in dressing traditionally with a kimono for the event. Akari's friends secretly invite all the guys from college, including Tenjin, whom she still has feelings for. Akari is torn between her love for Tenjin and her growing thoughts about Jirō. However, when the guys arrive, they reveal that Tenjin couldn't make it to the festival due to his part-time job. Sachi scolds the guys and orders them to get food for their failure. Akari spends a lot of time preparing for Tenjin's arrival, but she strangely feels relieved when she sees him at the festival with Shiori. Heartbroken, she leaves the festival and goes home unaware that Tenjin and Shiori were simply taking a shortcut through the festival grounds. Alone in the apartment, Jirō hopes that Akari is enjoying the festival. Suddenly, Akari calls him in tears and he rushes to her help. He finds her crying outside their apartment, feeling like a failure. After all the help she received to prepare for the festival, Jirō comforts her and she suddenly hugs him tight. They watch the fireworks from their balcony. Akari asks Jirō if he thinks she's cute, and as he helps her change the ribbon on her kimono, they end up embracing each other. They watch the grand finale of the fireworks, and Jirō sadly realizes that this might be the first and last time they experience such a moment together. The following day, everyone, including Jirō and Akari, is feeling down and acting like a typical melancholic couple. The latest results of the marriage compatibility tests are announced, revealing that Jirō and Akari are just a few points away from being ranked as a top-ranked couple. Akari seems frustrated by this news. Later, while Jiro's bathing, Akari storms into Jiro's bathroom when she spots a small spider and demands that he kill it. Although the spider had disappeared before they could take any action, Akari, feeling anxious, asked Jirō to stand guard outside the bathroom until she got the shower. Later, they shared a meal together and contemplated whether they could have been a couple in an alternate life. Suddenly, she spots the spider and starts screaming while holding his hand tightly enough to make him sweat, but then she impulsively grabs his neck. Later, Akari jokingly suggested that they start dating for real, only to retract her statement immediately. However, the tension between them escalates when Akari spots the spider again and refuses to let go of Jirō, even though they slept in separate rooms. Akari positions herself close to the wall to be nearer to Jirō throughout the night. Meanwhile, Shiori, who is unable to confess her feelings to Jirō, cannot stop thinking about her kiss with Jirō and seeks advice from Tenjin regarding her friend's relationship troubles. However, it becomes apparent to Tenjin that Shiori is actually referring to herself. Encouraging her, Tenjin urges Shiori to take a chance and pursue her feelings. Mei also supports Shiori and offers her guidance. The friends' plan is to have a sleepover together, but Mei backs out at the last moment, leaving Shiori to walk home alone. On her way, Shiori stumbled upon Jirō and Sadaharu together. From there, the Jirō excites to accompany her and tries to explain the situation, but communication proved challenging for him as Shiori. However, as they walked home, they enjoyed each other's company. Shiori thanked Jirō for teaching her kissing, and while talking, they almost kissed but unfortunately got interrupted by a stray cat nearby. During the summer vacation, Sadaharu tries to convince Jirō to join him in working at his brother's cafe to earn money for their summer gaming addiction. Coincidentally, Mei and Shiori had also applied for the same job. When Shiori finds out that Jirō will be there too, she is delighted, and Jirō is equally thrilled to be working with all of them. When Jirō returns home, he finds Akari dressed in a swimsuit, playfully teasing him for getting excited over something as simple as swimwear. Akari shares her plans to go swimming with her friends, but Jirō couldn't help but worry about her safety. Akari then climbs on top of him and tries to convince him to allow her to go. He agrees, so Akari hugs him tight, and Jirō also grabs her, enjoying the moment. Akari then revealed that she and her friends had applied for a part-time job at a beachside cafe since they would be apart for a month. Akari wishes him a fun summer at the beach, hoping he will enjoy enjoy himself instead of getting engrossed in video games. To their surprise, they later discovered they would be working at the same cafe. As the group arrived at the cafe, they settled into the dormitory managed by Tenjin and prepared for their work. Sadaharu encourages Jirō to take this opportunity to interact with girls, while Shiori is asking Jirō if they can work together in the kitchen. Tenjin teaches Akari how to use the cash register at May, playfully teases Shiori, suggesting that this summer is her chance to confess her feelings to Jirō. Shiori, in turn, taught Jirō how to make a sweet drink, but his clumsiness resulted in a messy situation when Shiori got too close. They start to laugh at each other, but as Jirō helps her, they come close for a kiss. And just as Shiori is about to confess her feelings, she notices that Natsumi and Sachi are spying on them, causing her to back away. Both Shiori and Jirō get embarrassed and reminisce about their shared childhood summers and make a promise to confess their feelings to each other before the end of this summer. The group also takes some time to go swimming at the beach, where Jirō notices that Akari is wearing a more modest swimsuit compared to before, but still managed to look adorable. While playing in the sand, Jirō and Sadaharu become distracted by girls in swimsuits, acknowledging that this might be the closest they'll ever get to seeing them in person, aside from virtual reality. Jirō looks at Shiori and thinks how gorgeous she is as Shiori asks for his help about making sandcastles. Akari notices that, feeling jealous. Later, the group assigns Jirō and Akari the task of getting food for everyone, and they cleverly use a couple's discount to order a large amount of food. However, when Jirō goes to pick up the food, he finds Akari being disturbed by a couple of guys on the beach. In order to protect her, Jirō lies and claims that Akari is his wife, scaring off the guys. He apologizes for the lie, as he didn't know what else to say, and they return to the group feeling embarrassed. In the bath, the girls discuss the guys they're partnered with for a practical activity. Shiori and Akari think about Jirō, and after her bath, Akari meets Jirō outside and playfully teases him by holding his hand from behind. They nearly get caught by Akari's friend Sachi, but Jirō accidentally refers to her by her last name, and she summons him to her room, later with a serious expression. That night, she confesses that she dislikes how Jirō becomes distant and cold when others are around, and how he worries too much about what others think of them. Akari then takes off her robe to show him the special swimsuit she brought with her, so she can go to the beach with him. Jirō says he's not attractive enough for Akari, and fears that being with him would be embarrassing for her. But Akari pulls him closer and says that's not the case, and suggests that they should act like a couple outside of their apartment, and he unintentionally calls her his jealous girlfriend. Suddenly, Shiori and Mei are approaching, so they are forced to hide together. As Shiori is close to discovering them, Akari feels a sense of happiness being close to Jirō, but she also feels like she doesn't hold a significant place in his heart. They almost end up in a compromising position when Mia comes close, but Shiori and Mia misunderstand the situation for a ghost nearby. Jirō collapses on top of Akari due to overheating and suffering from a heat stroke. After enjoying a day at the beach, Shiori and Mia spot Akari and Jirō returning separately, leading them to wonder if the two of them spent some time together. The following morning, Jirō was delighted to see Shiori in her pajamas, and Shiori tried to convey something to him but hesitated. Jirō joins Akari as they get ready for the day, and she playfully teases him about their little mishap from the previous night. She touches her breast with his elbow as she tells him that's our secret. While working together in the kitchen, Shiori confides in Jirō about hearing what she believed to be ghostly sounds on the beach the night before. Jirō informs her about a planned test of courage later that day, which makes Shiori nervous, but secretly, she hopes that she will be paired with Jirō for the test, and in a moment of accidental slip-up, Shiori confesses that she loves Jiro's kind side. Embarrassed, she quickly leaves. Meanwhile, Sadaharu overhears their conversation and asks Jirō if he would like to be paired with Shiori for the test of courage since he has the ability to manipulate the pairings. Jirō agrees, but suggests that Akari and Tenjin should also be paired together. That night, Sadaharu meets with Mia, and they conspire to ensure that Shiori and Jirō become partners for the test. However, Mia feels uneasy about the plan. During the test of courage, all the pairings go according to plan. Akari enjoys holding Tenjin's hand, but can't help but compare it to Jiro's touch. While on the test, she realizes that she has lost her phone. Shiori and Jirō returned from the test, and Jirō told Sadaharu that nothing interesting happened because Shiori was too scared the whole time. As time passes without Akari and Tenjin's return, Jirō grows worried about Akari and starts feeling slightly irritated that she is with Tenjin. Tenjin calls the group to inform them that he and Akari have split up to search for her lost phone. Feeling responsible, Jirō leaves Shiori to help Akari since he knows she gets scared easily. While Jirō finds Akari's phone, Tenjin finds Akari and brings her to his shelter. Meanwhile, Shiori looks for Jirō to inform him that Akari and Tenjin are waiting at a shelter. They seek refuge from the rain, and Jirō berates himself for running into the forest, seeing himself as a failure. Shiori confesses her jealousy of Akari due to Jiro's caring nature. Jirō asked about her interaction with Tenjin, and Shiori insists that nothing has happened between them. As she prepares to leave, Jirō tries to stop her. She already confesses that being his childhood friend was not enough for her, and surprising him with a kiss. Under the shelter, Tenjin reveals that he sees Akari more like a little sister and a close friend. He has been aware of her feelings for him for a while. He reassures her that there is no romantic relationship between him and Shiori, and confesses his own unrequited love, encouraging Akari to pursue Jirō and find love for both of them. She expresses gratitude to Tenjin for being her supportive first love. Akari promises to do her best to pursue Jirō. After their summer job, Akari returns to the shrine to make a wish for luck. She feels that her chances with Jirō are low, because everyone senses a change between Shiori and Jirō. Shiori of herself can't stop thinking about the kiss she shared with Jirō, who feels guilty because she can sense a special connection between Jirō and Akari. Jirō is also preoccupied with a kiss, which has left him conflicted about his first love that he had almost given up on. Shiori apologized for the kiss and left abruptly. Jirō decides to head into town and coincidentally runs into Shiori, who was buying manga for her brother. They engage in small talk, avoiding the topic of their kiss until Shiori invites Jirō to take shelter from the rain at her place. Inside Shiori's apartment, Jirō finds the setting familiar, because it resembles his place with Akari, with similar furniture and ambience. They silently read together to pass the time, but Jirō finds it difficult to concentrate and keeps stealing glances at Shiori. Sensing his distraction, Shiori retreats to her room, allowing Jirō to sort out his feelings. Eventually, they find themselves on the balcony where they witness a double rainbow and capture the moment in a picture together. Shiori shows Jirō a photo of their group at the beach, and Jirō returns home contemplating the blurred boundaries between love and friendship. Later that day, Akari surprises Jirō with a text inviting him on a date. Jirō panics, unable to understand why she would ask him out when their marriage practical hadn't gone as planned. During their break, Jirō wonders if this is some kind of trap or a way to mock him, but still agrees to the date. At the station, Jirō waits anxiously for Akari, contemplating leaving when she finally arrives in a new outfit different from her usual casual attire. She explains that she bought the clothes specifically for him. Akari takes Jirō to her favorite cafe, where he's never been before, and later to a cat cafe. Jirō appreciates seeing Akari's gentle side, which he has grown accustomed to during her married life. As they go shopping and visit an arcade together, Jirō feels happy and at ease when Akari shows him a picture of them with a cat. He unintentionally comments that it looks like a family photo. However, Akari is embarrassed and expresses her desire to have a pet cat for their apartment. At the end of their date, Akari suggests going to the shrine. On their way, they run into Shiori. Shiori asks Akari if she can join her at the shrine and proposes a race. Akari agrees, solidifying their friendly rivalry. As the two girls race to the shrine, they pass by various couples, including a kissing childhood pair, a married couple with a baby, and a young family. These encounters symbolize the stakes of their rivalry. At the top of the shrine steps, an elderly couple asks if they are all right, and coincidentally, the old man shares Jiro's name, symbolizing the ultimate goal for both girls to grow old with their own Jirō. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can get more videos like this.